Hey everybody, Ryan with Prima here, and today we're at the Specialty Coffee Expo 2024. We're starting here in the 100 aisle. This is the very first booth, and we're going to systematically grid the entire show floor. Stick with us, there's a lot to see. All right, we are here at our first stop. This is the Mix Cool booth. This is the Aries coffee grinder, and Dan.
I'm
Dan from Mix Cool. It's good to see you.
Ryan. The main feature about this grinder is you can get access to the burr very easily. This is our patent quick release design. All you have to do is to put your palm underneath the burr base and twist and pull.
It's so fast to remove this burr. I don't know that there's another grinder out there that you can remove the burr that quickly.
Not yet.
Yeah.
So the reason I think this is perfect for single origin coffee is people like to switch between different coffee beans. And for this kind of design, you can clean it so easy. You don't have to purge coffee beans anymore. With this new feeding hole we designed here, it slows down how the coffee beans being fed into the burrs. So instead of letting all the coffee squeeze into the burrs and creates fines, this thing slows it down like making a cue for the coffee beans. And also with the spokes here, it controls the feeding rate of the coffee beans being fed through.
Dan, thank you so much for showing me.
Thank you
so
so
good to
much.
see you. I can't wait to see these in the US and hopefully at Prima soon.
Yeah.
All right, that is Mix Cool. All right, we're here at the Mazzer booth with former World Barista Champion, Pete Licata.
That's me.
It's so good to meet you in person.
Yeah, likewise.
Yeah, I'm honored.
Yeah.
And you're making coffee today, and you're talking about Mazzer's new grinder, Felix.
I am, yes.
I would love to hear about it.
The Philos grinder is what we consider to be a light commercial to home use grinder, single dose. The way I'd like to describe it is that the use of the grinder itself is very simple. You know, it's just an on-off switch, turn the motor on, turn it off. The beauty of the grinder is in some more of the details, I'd say. The grind adjustment knob is on the back, and it is currently set to steps, right? It's on the back because when you're facing the grinder like this, it's actually much easier to adjust by reaching toward the back, and it's very easy to control, as opposed to if it was actually on the front, it would be much more difficult to manage. So it looks a little bit strange, and people have asked questions about it, but it actually works really, really well. So we'll do that for a little demonstration. We can pop it in, turn the grinder on, very, very silent, like really quiet motor. So this is auger fed. There's a little tapper on the bottom here. You didn't actually know it was there, but it's right there. It taps the chute, so you get your kind of staticky coffee out of there. If you really need to get every last little bit of coffee out of it, there's this little guy, and this is actually made to go into the grinder, into the chute, like that. Give it a twist, and actually works really well if you have the grinder on. It won't grind the tip of it. And then you get that last 1/10 of a gram or whatever else it is. If you have a dirty grinder after you use this for a day, then you're just not, you could have done better. That's what I would say, right? Because it's super easy to open, it's super easy to clean, and it's very, very manageable of a grinder. I say, if you're using this at home, it's great. If you're using this in a cafe, you should be cleaning it on a regular basis. So pull out your little thumb screws. The thumb screws don't pull all the way out, which is great. Pull that open, and you can see I was calling them 58 millimeters. They're the 64 mil burrs. And they have a very uniform, just single cut on them, and that's to make that sort of high uniformity, high clarity type of flavor, which is what I always experience with these.
All right, so that is the Mazzer Philos with former World Barista Champion, Pete Licata. All right, we are here at Acaia with a familiar face. Y'all might recognize Steve Reinhardt. He used to be an employee of Prima doing exactly what I do. And now he's with Acaia. We miss him, but man, it's good to see you.
It's great to see you guys.
So Acaia has some pretty interesting new stuff this year.
Yes, I would love to show you our newest product. It's called the Astra. It's basically an accessory for every scale that we've ever made. The idea here is that we wanted to create new devices, we want to create new hardware, at the same time still supporting if you even have a Kickstarter scale from 10 years ago. And what we can do with it is we can enhance what those scales can do. Instead of building functions into firmware updates for old scales, we can now add a new device that has brand new functions that really can't fit on those scales anymore. One of the things that the Astra does, espresso forecast mode. As I'm pulling a shot of espresso, we'll see our weight live on the display, we'll see our time live on the display, and then this top bar will show the forecast of if I stop the shot right now, how much weight will be in my cup. The idea here is that as I'm pulling a shot, I can anticipate when to cut my shot to get the proper weight out. So if I want 40 grams out, the Astra is going to say, hey, you're coming up to 35, 36 grams, that's when you should cut your shot. And it will adapt. But that's not the only thing that it does. It can also log shots and log brews for you. It can hold thousands of recipes on the device itself. So I can record all of my espressos in a day at a cafe or at home, and I can use one of them as a reference, for example. If I pull a really good shot or I've dialed in the morning, I can set that reference on the Astra and continue to pull shots with that in the background, and we can compare how this shot compares to my reference that was really good. Further, we can connect it to our Pearl and a Lunar combined all at once to do a pour over ratio mode. So I have my total weight being read by the Pearl, I have my beverage weight showing up on the Lunar. As I pour into my cone, I can see my flow rate into the cone as well as the flow rate out of the cone. So I can see how consistent I'm being and whether or not there's any problems in the brew bed. Use all of that data in a coffee shop or at home. You can take it off the Astra directly. You can set it up on your computer. You can use that information as a cafe to see maybe where you need to add another person on staff to handle rushes, or maybe you need a little bit more training and consistency for pour overs. You can do anything you want with that data.
Excellent. And what's the expected retail for this guy?
We're looking at under 200. We're hoping for around maybe 150, and we're expected to retail Q3 2024.
Q3. All right, exciting. Thanks for showing us the Astra.
Thanks for having me, guys.
All right, let's go.
Bye.
This here is Bashir Tomei, and he is a product manager and designer for Fellow Products. And today he's going to tell us about some really exciting new products here at the Fellow booth. I'm just going to let you take it away, man.
Sure, yeah, this is our new coffee maker that we just announced yesterday. Some of the great features it has are it brews between 1 to 10 cups. And it does it at quality by having 2 different filter baskets. The bigger basket fits a Melita 8 to 12 cup basket, and the single serve basket fits a Melita number 2 cone. We're going to make really nice, high quality, white label, first party versions of those, but you're welcome to go to your grocery store and get a refill. That then's paired with a adjustable shower head that matches so that you get proper agitation and extraction on the single serve. But then you can flip it over to a batch brew setting so that you get a even bed and overall even extraction. Once you selected your amount of coffee you're going to make, it actually gives you discrete guidance for how many grams and in tablespoons of coffee to add in. We have a really special heater in here. I think part of what makes it cool is it's a discrete heater from the water pump. And so we're able to independently control those. That means we don't have to boil the water to get it up into the shower head and over the bed, but we can control to the degree on the heater. It's a thick film heater with really low thermal mass. And what that means is we're able to change temperature really dynamically. So you can bloom at like say 99C, drop straight down to 80C seconds later, and it's able to do it without having this huge long hysteresis at the end. You're welcome to, in the profile editor, go in and select from a litany of settings. And if you're going to spend all this time to make the most perfect recipe and dial it in, we also wanted you to be able to go and share that with your friends, be it your friends or customers if you're a roaster. Right. And so if you connect to our optional app, then you're able to create a link and then send those out to your friends. Yeah, this is a pre-production craft, so there's still some stuff that we're trying to tweak and tune, but overall in the design, it was really important to us to make it super easy to clean. Yep. It's got to hold heat, and it's got to pour cleanly. Yep. I feel like, at least for the cleanability, we've already achieved it. It's super wide open. No matter how big your hand is, you can fit it right in there, wipe it out. You don't need a bottle brush.
There's no lip.
There's no lip.
Liquid, yeah.
Yeah, and not only is it easy to clean by having no lip, but it also means that when you're pouring this out, you get like maybe 1 to 2 grams of coffee left in there at most, versus like a whole cup that you're trying to like swirl around and get out.
Let's talk about the release date and expected pricing for this one.
Sure, the MSRP is $365. If you pre-order it today, which is what it's up for, you'll also get 3 special coffees, one from Onyx, one from Verve, and one from Macabre. They're worth like $75, so in a way it's discounted.
Sweet.
The release date is September, so if you pre-order today, that's when you'll get it, and that's also when you'll start seeing it on the shelves.
Awesome. All right, that is the Aiden Precision Coffee Maker, and now we're gonna move on and check out a couple more things.
One of the things that's really important to us in terms of workflow is how you store your beans. We love our manual atmospheres. They're a really good way to store your beans and keep them fresh. But there's 2 things that we always wish we could make better. One is while I'm asleep and not able to be manually rotating it, even as your coffee beans off gas or as slowly over many days you lose a vacuum, it'd be really nice if this thing maintained it itself. So we put a motor and a battery in it. With our new electric Atmos, you're able to, just with the push of a button, pop it open, grab your beans out, push the button again, walk away, and it pumps all the air out. So design-wise, I've always loved our stovetop Clyde. It's got this super chunky, cute aesthetic. It holds a lot of water. It's really great for cuppings. It's really great for tea. And we really wanted to come back and find a way to make it electric. So that's what we've done with Clyde Electric. With this guy, it holds 1.7 liters. It's also a little bit simplified, so if you're just making black tea, it's great because it's just got one push of a button. And then the last bevy of new products that we got are our drinkware. So we've got 2 new shapes. One is the Rocky Lowball Tumbler. It's sort of inspired by a whiskey glass. It's got a weighted base, so it feels ultra nice in your hand. It's got a spill-proof lid with this fidget spinner of a lid with a magnet. You are more of a wine person, you want to go to the park, you want to keep your white wine cold. This one's perfect for that. Same volume, just different shape. This is our Ruby wine tumbler. We also got some new colors for our carters. Marathon sprint to get here, but I'm really excited for all our new products.
That is a lot of great stuff. So thanks for showing it to us, Bashir. That is everything new at the Fellow booth at 2024 SCA. So that's going to wrap it up for SCA Expo 2024. We saw so much this weekend, and there's still so much that we didn't cover. If you want more interviews with manufacturers, more new products, head to the link in the description and join the Prima Coffee community. Happy brewing.